Now I'm gonna get straight to it. As I said before, I don't like to be put in a box. If I could describe myself, the closest thing I could describe myself would be a creator, an artist, something like, etc. And much more. So that's why if you paid attention to the content, you will see many different levels to me. You know, I'm just trying to stay creative. So if you really like this content, and you want to see me do this full time, I need for you to get the likes up. Leave real comments. I don't know if it's just bots or trolls, whatever going on, but when I do get a comment, sometimes it does not make any sense and it does not even pertain to nothing that I'm even talking about. So if you actually have a question that have, to do with the actual topic or the content that I'm talking about, I don't have a problem with replying to it. But I need to get more likes up. I need you to start sharing more of this content and get these subs up. Um, it's free. It's all free. And again, if you would like to donate to the channel, that's optional too. The link will be in the description. But either way, I'm not bagging or anything. I'm gonna be okay regardless. But this is just for the ones that actually are really supporting this channel. Again, I don't like to be stuck in no type of box. I like to speak on real deep topics. Now, I want to say this. I get a lot of information before a lot of sources. And this is the reason why when I first started this content, I was going to be doing like vlogging and blogging or whatever you call it. Of course, I was going to be speaking about the things that I speak about. Of course, I was going to be doing the content about the things that I speak about. I feel like I'm about to be distracted, but anyway, that I speak about, but I always, if you notice, I spoke about celebrities, but in the midst of me trying to do the certain content, I noticed, I've been heavily watched as I'm trying to actually create content. So I made situations out of content. Like if you see, public servants, aka law enforcement, in some of the old short feeds, I'm just showing you a glimpse of what I see, you know. So I'm not sure if a person try to ever box me in one category. Some people ain't call me spiritual, this, that, and the third. But on this level, I'm a content creator, so I speak about many different things. So I just want that to be clear. I'm not just a person that's going to be talking about soul, spirits. Everything is a message. Even talking about motivational speaking. I may not have nothing but to tell you that you can have everything. Don't ever judge the messenger, you know. Like I said before, things may not work for me at the moment, may work for you, and vice versa. And again, like I said, if you would like to see me do this full time, get the subscriptions up, you know, get the likes up, because I know you like the content. Don't let these haters, influence you. Support the channel, support the real. So I've been sitting back hearing about these celebrities when it comes down to, I guess, allegations of them taking advantage of women, girls, in some cases, grown men to little boys. I'm speaking of like the main ones you're hearing, like Jayz. Now you're hearing about him. You heard all this about P. Diddy and 1,000 baby oils. You heard about R. Kelly. They say he's doing all this different stuff and degrading young girls, etc. They had some thing going on with T.I. and Tiny. You know, I just want to say this, right? If you know, you know. I don't try to focus on race topics just because I know for a fact that they are nothing but distractions and a part of the program. But this is for educational purposes only. You got Bill Cosby. To me, it just seems like in these cases, when it comes down to these prominent, successful, quote unquote, black men, I feel like they're the biggest targets. Yeah, we've seen a few Caucasians and different other people that they've spoke about, but they don't seem to speak about them like they speak about P. Diddy's and R. Kelly and all of these different names that they've been bringing up over these past 10 years, etc. Especially for the quote unquote black men, it's hard for me to understand that if these women were violated, and I'm speaking specifically on these cases where they talking about 10, 20, 25 years, or even in general, but especially for these long periods of time, you have to question, right? As we live in this world, right? It's not a perfect world. You got sexism, you got racism, you got this, that, and the third. You got so-called black men, prominent of power, very famous, and all of a sudden, all these years go by, and like with Jayz, right? They say either a 13 or 15-year-old. I'm not. I can't remember the exact age, but one of the two. 13. I'm thinking 13 or 15, right? This would have had to happen almost 20 years ago or something. Long many years. That 13-year-old girl at the time is probably like 34, 35 years old. So make it all make sense. So it seemed like when one come out and all of a sudden 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, now all of a sudden all these people coming out, now they're a victim. I just feel like right is right and wrong is wrong. If a young woman or a young man or anybody for that matter is violated, you know, and taken advantage of in a physical way, then it should be taken care of in a timely manner. Because anything else just seems like a setup. You know? Why wait so many years? And the main thing a person would say is, oh, I was in fear. Or this happened or that happened and this. You was that scared? You don't believe in the police and all of this different stuff? So you think their money and their power is more than the system? More than the people that's supposed to protect and serve? You couldn't go make a report? See, that's what makes me, even with R. Kelly, I'm not taking up for him or nobody else. If anyone did that to them women or young boys, they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent. And this is for educational purposes only. Just like with R. Kelly. I heard not only with the whole thing with him and these young girls, but I heard R. Kelly is illiterate. He's a musical genius, but he's illiterate. Not only they was taking his money, young girls and stuff to the studio, and I heard parents were dropping off their kids, you know, to R. Kelly. That doesn't make it right for him either, but that don't make it right on the parents either. Like, I feel like they pick and choose who they're gonna, you know, prosecute when it's bigger than R. Kelly, when it's bigger than, you know, Diddy. They had everybody partying with Diddy for, man, long time. We talking about 20 years plus. Diddy partying, doing all this. You mean to tell me it takes this long for people to come out and say he did all this, but he had all these parties with all of these known celebrities? White, black, purple, pink, green, and blue. And he was the only one? Come on, man. Make it make sense. I'm pretty sure. I've heard a lot of stuff about Diddy. I ain't saying that it's not true. But you barely heard things about Jay-Z, and again, I'm not saying it's not true. But why does it seem like the so-called black men is the ones? Is because this is that the industry in general is a demonic, fallen angel, demonic forces there. You know, you have to understand that they'll put you in a compromising position. They'll bring you up just to tear you down. You know, you can live when you sell your soul. You can live good only for a certain amount of time, and then the devil comes to collect. And I think this is what you see playing out with them. And of course, other people will be brung down too, but a lot of times they may not put that thing as a distraction. You know, as you paying attention to P. Diddy, something else going on. Then when this happened, then now it's Jay-Z. It's like one girl come out of all these years, now all these other people coming out. The same thing with T.I. One person, then it's like all these different other allegations coming out. If a person is wrong, they wrong, and right is right. Like a lot of that stuff just sound like setups. But what you can't blame them when you playing the devil's game. You cannot expect to win. It's already designed to lose. I don't necessarily think the whole industry, but the origins of it, the people that's run is demonic, is LGBTQ, and no disrespect to nobody, you know. And I think they pushing those agendas really, you know, really hard. You got men, if even from the NBA, sports, masculine men look like they got their fingernails painted, you know. They got man purses or man bags. That's a purse. I would not ever wear nothing like that. You know? And again, I'm not sitting here trying to judge nobody. Whatever way you are, feel free, live and be who you are. Be comfortable in your own skin. I'm not judging you, but I don't think it's right to just make something that's was not considered normal and normalize, you know, certain things and tell a little that this okay. You don't got to necessarily tell them that it's okay, and you ain't got to necessarily tell them that it's wrong if it's something they become. You just try to understand the situation and hopefully accept them for who they are. But when you pushing it on people, when you everywhere you turn around, you got people wearing makeup, and you can see this stuff through Hollywood and all kind of different things. It just looked like what is it? The demasculation, especially of some of the biggest dominant alpha male types, you know. That's why I like with the movies. You seen these guys, these big guys, I can't even think of the names, but a lot of melanated ones, they got dresses on and lipstick on and all kind of things. But I won't go too deep down that rabbit hole. So it's bigger than Diddy, it's bigger than Jay-Z, you know, it's bigger than Epstein and all this stuff. So, but anyway, it is what it is. When you sell your soul on a dotted line to live a certain way, you know, the devil come to collect. And then in the end, everything shall be revealed. But anyway, I ain't gonna drag the video too long. I just keep hearing these topics. You know, they got Trey Songz and a bunch of other ones that I'm sure whenever they need to do what they do, they'll be pulling them down too. Cause like I said, they just build you up to tear you down, you know. And for the ones that stay real authentic, it is a narrow road. It does seem very harder because you trying to be your authentic self. Like look at me, I be dropping these videos. Certain people, I don't know, but I feel like I know I'm gonna be good, just like you should know you're gonna be good. And again, this channel is multi-purposes. I want to be like the motivation. I don't care if I'm down. I'll try to bring you up. I don't care if the moment I'm sad, I will try to make you happy if you're a true supporter. And I don't need nothing from you but true support. But if you really support the channel and you could support. That doesn't always mean monetary. Just tell me, hey, I like that picture or something. You know, look at the cubisms I be putting out and different things. I just feel like I'm really underrated. But like I said, if you want to see me do this full time, and again, I don't always speak about these things, but I'm going to bring more celebrity talk because I started to do this, but being a heavily watched individual dealing with this gang stalking, I don't want to focus on that every day. It is what it is. It's life. You got to deal with it. You got to make it not exist, even though, you're constantly around, you know, dark forces. You got to pay attention to these distractions too. I'm hearing a lot of things about these drones more. And if you paid attention to my short feeds, and for some of you that may even been close to around to see what I've seen, I won't even get too deep into that. If that's a damn drone, but anyway, be careful with these distractions too, because whether you believe it or not, we're not the only ones in this universe. I'll just put it like that. You're gonna have to use your discernment. Yes, the U.S. have advanced technology, sky vehicles that resembled unidentified flying objects. Yes, other countries. Look at China and what is that place out there? China in general, but Beijing and all. Look at their technology. Them people got a fake sun. If you go check that video out on, I don't know, type it in. But over in Japan or wherever place, China, somewhere, that technology is just like no other. You mean to tell me that's not extraterrestrial? They got something to go into the sky that turn dark into day into night. And you don't think we in a controlled atmosphere? But at the end of the day, Mother Earth, Mother Universe, always gonna have the last say, because she is the God. We do this full time, Get the likes up, support the channel, check out the lives. If you want to see me go live, leave it in the comment section. All I ask again is to support the channel any way that you feel best. And it's free to like, it's free to subscribe, it's free to turn on your post notification. Anything else, link will be in description. It's triple ones, the God. Owners, 13. Support the real. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It's triple.